What is up, guys? It is Ross, and welcome back to another Mario Kart Wii Limitless vehicle showcase. In this part, we will be using the booster seat. The funny booster seat, the baby boss vehicle, the one that looks like a pram, and the one that sucks in the base game because it's just so slow. In Limitless, the booster seat is still very much on the slower side relative to the other vehicles. However, it leans into its vanilla identity, right? Look at that handling. That handling is strong. It has the highest handling stat in the game, as a matter of fact. And it's because Booster Seat is like a very slow, control-heavy vehicle in the base game. So we kind of wanted to run with that identity in Limitless, but see if we could make it viable, if that makes sense. I got side-redded. So, it's got really good handling, really good excel. I feel like that was a very perfectly timed blue shell for me to show that off. Its drift is pretty good. Its off-road is pretty strong. I'll see if I can showcase that here. Yeah, you can, as long as you're in a mini-turbo, you can preserve your drift. And its mini-turbos themselves are also pretty strong, which, in a way, compensates for its flaw of bad speed. It is on the slower end though. It only goes 84 km/h, which I think is slower than some karts in vanilla. I think Jet Setter and maybe Sprinter, I could be wrong, but I think Sprinter's faster as well. In vanilla. In Limitless they're obviously faster. And its weight leaves a lot to be desired as well. It's not going to be resisting bumps too well. Also, while its drift stat is technically good, it has a wide drift angle, which means it swings out quite a bit when it drifts, which can sort of downplay that a little bit. So that's something to keep in mind when tackling really sharp turns, like this one and the following one. Karts can do this funny little thing though, where you can redrift. And what is a redrift, you might ask? A redrift is where you drift and then drift again shortly afterwards. So you do a drift and then cancel it and do another drift. Kind of like what I did there. And how that's important for outside drift is because it basically keeps your momentum from the first drift and keeps it onto the second drift so that you can attack turns tighter. It's awkward to explain. I don't think that's technically how it works, but it feels like it works that way. And the booster seat has really good handling, so it can make really good use out of that strategy. Because handling can also sort of affect how you enter your drifts as well, which is obviously something to keep in mind. Take that. Take that, Wario. Booster Seat's handling also makes it a pretty slippery vehicle. Some people think that the handling is too much, and that's definitely a worthwhile thing to come. It's definitely a worthwhile conclusion to come to. Like, the high handling is not going to suit everyone, but you know, handling is this thing's strength at the end of the day, and so wow, Baby Daisy got wrecked. And so it makes sense to hold on to the identity, and there are some people that like the Baby Booster. It's a very funny vehicle. I feel like if you're gonna give this wacky of like a swerving game to any vehicle, like I think Booster Seat is without a doubt the funniest candidate. Especially since that's in line with how it handles in vanilla, as I've already said. It has a very high handling stat in the base game. Oh, also, I'm gonna go round, right? Because, watch this, right? Look at how much I'm swerving, and yet I'm not losing any speed. Like, notice the speedometer. Which means that Booster Seat is so agile. Like, it can do any maneuver you could want it to do. So if you want to use a kart that can sort of be anywhere at once in, like, the blink of an eye, Booster Seat is very much the vehicle that could allow you to unlock that game plan. Like, if you put this thing in a pack, it will work wonders. Obviously, it's got low weight, which is a bit of a shame, but its acceleration is really good. its speed is bad, but it doesn't rely on its mini turbos as much as like a cheap charger or day tripper would. So it doesn't have to hold on to its drifts if it doesn't want to. And because of that, it can weaponize its handling way more. And obviously, not losing any speed when swerving means that you suffer zero punishment from doing so. So if you want to, you can kind of use the booster seat as like a mid-pack nuisance to just like bully other people. I don't know, it's extremely funny that the booster seat of all vehicles is the cart that can do that. But you know what, it's actually, like, it's fine. Like, this thing is super slow. It's not going to be front-running terribly easily. This doesn't count, this is Grand Prix. Like, it's not going to be front-running terribly easily, so, like, why not just let it be a mid-pack menace? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like a troll vehicle, exactly, yeah, it's a troll vehicle, kind of. That's an example of the handling being very good, because carts, like, swing off to the side whenever they land upon doing tricks, and I was able to recover with the baby booster, so that's really cool that I could do that. Did the banana just save me from the bow there? That was a weird interaction. Again, I felt like I was going to shoot off the track, so I leaned hard into its handling to save it. This thing can get away with so much, it's kind of funny. If you're a beginner and you want to, like, pick up carts in Limitless, this thing is like an excellent choice for you, I think. It's held back by its low speed, and the mini turbo isn't enough to salvage it compared to other mini turbo based vehicles, but like, this handling is super, super nice. If you can get past how sensitive it is, like, you can... Oh, I thought I could go inside that. You can put a lot of work in with this thing. Alright, that's yet another first place. Oh, King Boo! No, I wanted to go top path. That's an example of Baby Booster being a victim of its light. Wait! Okay. Oh, even medium weights. Like, even medium weights dominate you on this thing. It's actually incredible. Oh, yeah. Time to play catch up, I guess. Yeah, fuck you, Birdo. Oh! Oh. Oh, hello. You're here again. Alright. I'm just gonna be a terrorist. I'm just gonna smuggle this. Oh my god! Are you kidding me? I enter first for a second and the fucking blue comes. Ah, there ain't no way. Actually ain't no way. This game just loves to have a giggle sometimes. The fortunate thing about this patch specifically is that we have the blue shell cooldown code working. You motherfucker. So, blue shells have like a 20-second cooldown before they can be pulled again. You saw there that someone else got hit by a blue, and that's because the cooldown elapsed, so it had been 20 seconds. It was one of those things that we couldn't quite get working because Pulsar is a very interesting software, to say the least, but you know, we bashed our heads together and we managed to come up with a workaround that satisfied Pulsar's requirements, I guess is one way to put it. I don't know. Development of this patch has been very weird, but, you know, we don't have to talk about it anymore, it's behind us at this point. At least until V7 comes out, which will be never. Alright, and that is a 60-point GP for the booster seat. Crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much once again for watching this part of the Limitless developer commentary. Be sure to stay tuned for the next parts when they come out, and watch the previous ones if you haven't already. And until then, this is Ross, signing out. Goodbye.